Shuddho buddho vimuktaha Shrudishikaragiram mukhyatatparya bhumihi Yasmajjadam samastam Jagadidam amrtadvyapya sarvam stito yaha Yasyam sham shavatarai Suranaravanajairakshidam sarvametad Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatam amalam krishnameva prapadye Tam bhumanam mukundam hridigatam amalam krishnameva prapadye Madhya hridaya kashe sadanandamayo guru udetu satatam samyak swatmananda prabodhagaha. Harihi, 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 Om Tatsat, Jai Guru. Now we shall have a collective recitation of the auspicious monosyllable Omkara 3 times. While reciting, I would like every one of you to have a specific thought. We call it sankalpa. This is possible only for the human upon the surface of the earth, where 8.7 million life forms are there along with us. We alone have the power and potential to do thinking, knowing, and articulating. The specific thought that I would like you to have is, let the collective recitation spread upon the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions upon all the creatures thriving on our planet. This kind of a thought will take away the constrictions from your mind and imbue it with universal expansion. This is the goal and ideal of human life. We should drop our constrictions, born out of selfishness, and imbibe and manifest, display a kind of a universal dimension and expansion. This Omkara is of great value and importance. It increases the health and longevity of the heart. It enhances the generation of melatonin from the pineal gland, which brings about the spiritual brilliance of your personality. There are far more benefits, many of them we don't yet know, because they are not subject to any objective scientific examination and evaluation. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and heart and join me. My voice is much reduced now, so I would like you to compliment whatever I have lost. So chant with a full heart and throat. Very good. But it should be much better and be the best. Dear and blessed seekers of knowledge, when you seek knowledge in its proper, full measure, then you will not merely have knowledge, but also have fulfillment in your life. Human life will be fulfilled only by knowledge. Knowledge is far greater than any form of matter and energy. And what all this matter and energy can do. It is something that is the source of not merely knowledge, but source of all existence. Our ancient Vedas said, Prajnanam Brahma. Brahma means the supreme reality, the ultimate reality. And that ultimate reality is Prajnanam. It is a well-developed knowledge. All the knowledge that you already have, unless you are a spiritual seeker, is all academic knowledge and knowledge related to and based upon the objects. But we are not an object. Our body is an object. Our mind and intelligence and ego can be construed as objects, subtle internal objects. But we or I is not an object. It is the subject and the only subject in creation. The rest of everything in creation is an object with reference to this subject I that you have. This I expresses itself when you are asleep. You are unconscious of your body, mind, intelligence, ego, and of the world. When you are unconscious of the body, and still when you get up from sleep to say, I slept, I am asking every one of you, who is that person that slept? It cannot be the body, mind, intelligence, ego, and the world. Then what else is it? And where is it? It is inside the body. It transcends the body, transcends matter and energy. It has got its own sovereign status. It is pure sentience or consciousness. And that is the source of all existence as well as knowledge. Prajnanam Brahma. This is what we had discovered, our ancient thinkers. We were very good thinkers. You will be amazed by their thought process if you go through them in a patient and systematic manner. Our subject for the global Bhagavad Gita retreat we have already started it, is experiential Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. What does it mean? It is a Gita, a song that has sprung from a person who had a status of Bhagavan. It is also a song by the study and pursuit of which seekers can become Bhagavan. It was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna. Krishna had the status of Bhagavan. We have our definition in our scriptures about Bhagavan. Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya yasasashriya jnana vairagyayoschaiva shannam bhagayidirana. The word bhaga refers to a number of 6 qualities which I recited. I am not explaining them now. If you want, I shall explain in the following days. So Krishna had incorporated in him these 6 qualities, the last 2 of which is jnana and vairagya, knowledge and dispassion. Are you with me? Yes. Huh? Yes. Or sleeping? Yes. Okay. So Krishna had jnana and vairagya. These are the constituents which make a person Bhagavan. He will always be blissful, peaceful. He will have no ego, no possessiveness. His life is a giving, not a taking. It is an expression and extension from within. Nothing from outside can or will enter his being. He who is conscious of this becomes a Bhagavan. This Gita was a dialogue which Sri Krishna gave to Arjuna, along with Arjuna reciprocating. And by listening to this gospel, one will become a Bhagavan. So Gita is a song from Bhagavan, and it is also one which will make you a Bhagavan. Are you prepared? No. You are afraid. Bhagavad Gita. I would like to explain what this Bhagavad Gita means and represents. Bhagavad Gita is no religious text at all. It transpired in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is about 145 kilometers away from New Delhi, the capital of India. That place has been identified properly, and the state government and the central government of India, both of them are trying to do something to revive the greatness, glory and splendor of Kurukshetra. When they will do it and how they will do it remain to be seen. This Mahabharata war, which was fought there 5,157 years ago, historically calculated. It lasted for 18 days. 4.5 million warriors had assembled there. All of them minus 10 were killed in the battlefield. All of them fell. This was an unprecedented war. Arjuna, an illustrious fighter, one of the Pandava brothers, had specially gained special merits in order to fight this Mahabharata war. And he had a 12-year-long preparation. This was during the Vanavasa, the forest exile, which Duryodhana, his cousin brother, imposed upon him. While undergoing it, he turned it into a full austerity and acquired special skills like Pashupadastra, Gandiva bow, etc. With all these reinforcing himself pretty well, exceedingly well, he came to the battlefield and he asked Krishna, his charioteer, to drive the chariot afren, station it in a particular suitable spot so that he could examine both the armies. Krishna smilingly did the mission. He had his own idea in his mind. Arjuna was a close friend of his. They were very intimate. During the long years of friendship, Arjuna never cared to know what Krishna really was inwardly. He also did not discuss any subject pertaining to the mind, intelligence, ego, and whatever is the greater presence within the body. He believed in the might of the body and the might of the weapons. But that will not make a man full, grand, glorious, magnificent, and fulfilled. So there was a vacuum, a hollowness in Arjuna. But he never attempted to mend it any time. So when he asked Krishna for the first time, charioteer, drive my chariot, station it in a place so that I can examine both the armies, Krishna felt, I have got the opportunity I was looking for. So he drove the chariot, stopped it in front of Bhishma and Drona, the commander-in-chief and his assistant, leading the opposite army. Bhishma was his grandfather. Arjuna had no father at the time. It was the grandfather who reared him. He had put him on his lap and given him morsels of food. Bhishma was all affection for Arjuna, blessings for Arjuna, the entire Pandava camp. And so far as Arjuna was concerned, he had only love, respect, regard, adoration. There was no enmity between the two. So how to send sharp arrows against my grandfather? By his side is the teacher Drona, from whom I have imbibed all my fighting skill and excellence. Can I fight my teacher? Can I kill my Bhishma, grandfather? He was totally unnerved. Grief, doubt, fear, delusion, and ignorance overpowered him. He was totally unnerved. The discomfiture was too much for him. His whole body started trembling. Gandiva, his famous bow, slipped from his fist. The mind started whirling like a whirlwind. The intelligence said, "Mind you, this is a colossally sinful war. Don't fight it. Tell me now, is there anything left inside Arjuna which can be of any help for him? His material acquisition has failed. Body is trembling. Mind is whirling. Intelligence is sharply arguing the opposite way." He fondly looked at Krishna because the horses cannot speak anything. He looked for a redress. Krishna first of all admonished him. Mark my words. Admonished him. "Dear Arjuna, what are you doing? You are in the battlefield. Everyone has come here with a resolution to fight and kill the enemy or get killed by the enemy. Nobody wants to return from the war defeated. If anybody returns, he will return with victory after defeating and felling all the enemies. Speak the language of courage, the Kshatriya valor that you are known for. You are an illustrious fighter. Fighting should be the language that comes out of your heart and mind. This is absolutely wrong, disharmonious, treacherous, suicidal in character. Leave all this and get up." Instantly, Arjuna was in a way consoled and directed. His tears stopped, but he started questioning Krishna in a very relevant manner. "I will not speak anything about sympathy anymore, consideration anymore, but I have some valid questions. You have stationed the chariot in front of my grandfather and Drona. They are not my enemies. They are out to bless me and embrace me. How can there be fight between these two? I agree, Krishna, when you say I have to fight, and I shall. But the question is, how? 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 Tell me the methodology, tell me the viewpoint, tell me the ideal, tell me the value, give me the inspiration, open my inner eye, enlighten me, instill courage into my mind and clarity into my intelligence and the right supreme wholesome vision." Then the dialogue started. The dialogue started at that time. Gita has got 18 chapters. This conversation is in the second chapter. Karpanya doshopahata swabhavaha pruchami tvam dharma sammudha chedaha yat shreyasyan nishidam bruhidan me shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prabannam. My dear Krishna, after listening to your enlightening words, I understand that I suffer from a delusion. What is that? Karpanya doshaha, narrow-mindedness, an imbecility, so to say. Where from I have got it, I don't know. Pruchami tvam dharma sammudha chedaha. Therefore, deluded about the lines of propriety that I should be governed by, I am asking you to advise me. Tell me the way for attaining Shreyas, supreme felicity, felicity. Supreme felicity, not prosperity. Nishchidam bruhidan me. In a clear, concise, specific, unambiguous, clarifying manner, tell me. Shishyasteham. Don't consider me as your brother-in-law. I am not. Look at me as a student, as a disciple. and assume the role of a teacher, guru, and instruct me. My dear souls, the entire Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Sri Krishna on the one hand and Arjuna on the other, both of them humans. But our texts go on saying, Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhagavan Uvacha. But at the end of every chapter you will find Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. In the dialogue that transpired between Krishna and Arjuna. So at the end of the chapter they say it is a Krishna-Arjuna dialogue, but in the text they will say Bhagavan Uvacha. What right do they have to say so? It is wrong. Gita is not a religious text. It was a battlefield. Everybody was out to discharge weapons. The war cries had already been raised by both parties. Everybody was impatient to discharge the arrow. Because of the greatness and renown of Arjuna and Krishna, they stopped impatiently. Where is the time for a religious exercise there? In a war front, will anybody perform religious sacrifices? Where is the question? Arjuna had immense grief, which was burning his senses, body. He was deluded. He did not have clarity of thought, no stability, no composure. He was not able to assimilate the situation, its impact. So he asked for help. Krishna began. Ashojyan anvashojastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasu nagatasumscha nanujochanti pandidaha. The first words of advice. Arjuna, you are grieving over those who should not be grieved at all. Whom are you grieving about? You are grieving about grandfather Bhishma and teacher Drona. Look at their faces. Are they agitated? Are they not keeping their bow and arrow ready for discharge of arrows? How is it they are so composed? Their presence in the opposite camp is an open permission for you to fight excellently. If you have doubt, why don't you go? Respectfully ask them, I am agitated, but you are not. Please let me know what is the cause of your composure. Instead of asking that, what is it that you are shouting, grieving and all that? Is this becoming of any gentleman in this world? Are we not humans? Do we not have a mind? Do we not have an intelligence? Have you harnessed them properly? You are eating and nourishing the body, spending about 2.5 hours of the day. Parallelly, do you nourish your mind? Do you nourish your intelligence? How are you accounting for this disharmony that you are breeding? How much time are you spending to nourish your mind? You are using the mind, employing the mind, using the intelligence, employing the intelligence. But do you nourish it? Do you know what is mental nourishment? Do you know what intelligential nourishment is? It's a total ignorance. So you are grieving over those people who should not be grieved at all. On the other hand, you speak like an enlightened man. If the war is fought, all of us would be in hell eternally, etc. Krishna also would have gone to hell, according to him. Gadasuna gadasumscha nanushojanti panditaha. You say people, death. What is this death? Bodies from which the life forces have departed. And living people are those in whom the life forces are present. Now, when the life forces depart, why are you grieving? They depart because they are unable anymore to operate in the body. There is some damage. That's all. While you grieve over the dead, what are you going to do? Will you remain deathless? They have died now and you will die a few decades later. Maybe lesser also. So are you any different? Then why are you crying? The wise people, the enlightened people will be looking at both and they will never undergo any kind of an undue anxiety or grief when the life forces depart. Arjuna was surprised. What is this point of view? The living and the non-living are looked at by the enlightened in an even manner, a like manner. What is that secret vision he wondered? Then Krishna says, Natvevaham jadunasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. Arjuna, you think that I was born of Devaki. It is wrong. Devaki has delivered only my body. My body is a biological aggregate. Birth is a biological event. For this event, Devaki and Vasudeva were responsible to some extent. Even then, my body in the mother's womb was developed by the fetus. The mother and the father had no part to play at all. At all. No external agency has interfered in the growth of the embryo. Your eyes, nose, etc., hands, feet, all of them were shaped by the fetus. It took the nourishment necessary from the blood of the mother. That's all. So my body alone was delivered of. The I in the body. Natvevaham jadunasam natvam neme janadhipaha. There was no time when I was not. Are you following me? Yes. There was no time when I was not present. You were also not present. Bhishma, Drona and the others also, there was no time when they were absent. And we are not going to be not any time. If we are now, we were earlier. And we shall be ever. Either we are or we are not. Tell me whether you are or not. If you are, naturally you were. If you are absent, how could you be present now? Having been absent, can you be present? If you are present now, can you become unpresent? Can a thing change its nature? Huh? No. So where do you stand now? Is there anybody more ignorant than the human? You tell me. We don't know this fundamental basic fact. Nobody thinks about life. I sometimes ask people, have you thought about your life? What is life? Swamiji, I have never thought about it. Everything else you think about. How can you improve your life unless you think about your own life? There is not going to be a time when we are not. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhiras tatra na muhyadi. What is death? It is a transformation. The child is born from the mother's womb into the open world, and the body continues to grow. At the age of 21 years, it stops its growth. Thereafter it is maintenance, generation, regeneration, etc. Decline. And at one time, the body falls. What is wrong here? Suppose people are not growing and dying, there will not be any space for ants to crawl upon the earth. "10,000 crores of people have died so far upon the earth. And I think it is 7,000 or so who are living now. What do you say? So more deaths have taken place here or more people are living? Is not death the climax of life in one way? What is there to grieve at? Tatha dehantara praptihi dhiras tatra na muhyadi. The child born passes from one stage to the other, youth, thereafter decline, old age, and finally death. Krishna started speaking. Arjuna started hearing. Mark my words. Krishna started speaking. Arjuna started hearing. Whenever he had questions, he raised them. Krishna answered him, gave him clarity. The dialogue continued for about 2 to 2.5 hours. Both speaking and hearing, are they not experiences? Huh? What is hearing? Using the ears and experiencing sound. What is seeing? Colors and shapes being seen, smelling, touching, and tasting. These are the only experiences we have. From the whole world of variety, infinite variety. When we approach the world to experience it, we have only Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha. Not a sixth category. The world has not changed, nor has human being changed. We have the same old senses which the ancient man had. We also have the same senses now. The world consists of Panchabhutas, earth, water, air, fire, and space. They have not changed. So tell me, where is the change? Where is the change? So speaking is an experience. Arjuna heard. And Arjuna words, Krishna also heard. So one spoke, another heard. One spoke, another heard. Both were auditory experiences and articulations. Now what is Bhagavad Gita? The dialogue between the two. So tell me, can I not call Bhagavad Gita an experiential pursuit? Huh? Yes. That is why we call it experiential Bhagavad Gita. Every word of Bhagavad Gita is to be experienced, is to be known. When an experience undergoes a mystic transformation in our system, knowledge is evolved. That experience will be converted into knowledge, which you can employ whenever you want, very judiciously, effectively, successfully, gloriously, and benevolently. The conversation extended, and finally what happened? Krishna asked Arjuna, "My dear Arjuna, did you hear all that I said with the necessary focus, attention, and fondness? Is your delusion gone? Have you gained back your stability?" Instantly Arjuna answered, "I heard you. I understood all that you said by your grace. My delusion is gone. My stability I have recaptured. I had laid down my weapons, bow and arrow. I will take them back and fight a score of Mahabharata wars if necessary," he said. This is the experiential fruition that Bhagavad Gita offers, declares, pronounces, and explains. If you hear Bhagavad Gita, like Arjuna did, you may take a longer time. If you understand the message, you will be an Arjuna, living your life gloriously, splendorously, in a beneficent manner, in a fulfilling manner. This is what Bhagavad Gita has to give us. It is not a religious tract at all. Because of the value and the elegance of the dialogue, very soon Bhagavad Gita was given a place about which I want you to know. We have got Prasthanatrayam, 3 basic tests. The word Prasthana means voyage of knowledge. Knowledge is a voyage, like pilgrimage. The intention starts inquiring, seeking, knowing, attempting to know. No. Finally, it gains knowledge. The whole process is taking place within our body. The Vedic Upanishads are one text altogether. Then we have Bhagavad Gita. And thirdly, we have Brahma Sutras. The three together constitute Prasthanatrayam. Sometimes people say Hinduism has no particular god, so many gods they have, and there is no one text. We have one set of three texts, Prasthanatrayam. Everything is documented there. All of them were written in prehistoric times. The Brahma Sutras are absolutely rational. Upanishads are, in a way, ecstatic and transcendental. Bhagavad Gita is a historic gospel. In the insights of Bhagavad Gita, you may find here, we have named it as administrative treasure trove. Don't call it a religious scripture at all. It's an administrative treasure trove. It is part of Mahabharata, the second largest epic of India, where everything presented is history and historical. We call the scriptures as Shruti, Bhagavad Gita as Smriti, and the other one as Yukti. Everything in Brahma Sutras is absolutely rational. It consists of 500 and odd aphorisms, in which everything else that was stated and found earlier has been presented in a rational and systematic manner. The first Brahma Sutra, it says, Athato Brahma Jijnasa Janmadyasya Yataha. Now therefore is the enquiry into the supreme reality. What is the supreme reality? Janmadyasya Yataha. Are you with me? The supreme reality, the ultimate reality is that from where or from which? Janma Adi Asya. The creational world has been evolved and it is sustained. At one point of time, it will get dissolved also. So the evolution, preservation, as well as dissolution, all of them are subsisting upon this supreme reality. This supreme reality is called Satyam Param Dhimahi. In the Gayatri Japa that you have, there is a word called Dhimahi. The supreme reality can only be contemplated upon. It cannot be visualized. It cannot be pictured. It cannot be thought of. It cannot be imagined. You cannot ideate it. You cannot figurate it. On the other hand, you can contemplate upon it with wonder and amazement. Bhagavad Gita Su, Upanishadsu, Brahma Vidyayam, Yoga Shastre. These are the descriptions at the end of every chapter. The Upanishadic wisdom is presented in the interactional world, making it an interactional message applicable to all interactions in life. It's an interactional message, sadhana. Understand it very well. Krishna has given two dialogues. One is to Arjuna when he was middle-aged, another to Uddhava when Krishna was 125 years old. Krishna decided to depart. Uddhava went to him, "You are departing, I cannot keep away from you. Take me to where you go." This is impossible. Sometimes twins are born, but very rarely people die together, except in an accident or so. The dying man cannot take the other man. Suppose the mother dies, can she take the child also? It is not possible. But Krishna found a solution. Your problem is I will go. My dear Uddhava, you go, leaving me. Huh? Then the problem is mine. So please go. We are almost of equal age. You are my consultant. I am also your consultant. One consultant goes, let the other consultant also go. You go first. And he enabled him. Uddhava said, I am totally deluded. I cannot follow you. The moment you say something, I will follow. This I am not able to follow. So give me an efficient instruction by virtue of which I will be able to overcome my delusion, identification with the body, etc. and then proceed. And Uddhava proceeded. He only asked for the sandals of Krishna, putting them on his head, prostrating before Krishna repeatedly with tearful eyes. Turning back, he proceeded to Badranath. In between the Nara and Narayana mountains, Uddhava is considered by devotees as still living. These are the two gospels, as you call. I would call it they are interactional instructions given, one to Arjuna in the battlefield, interactional, the other for retirement. Let me stop now. We will continue the discussion tomorrow. Samvedya varjidamanuttamamegamadhyam samvidpadam vigalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahita kriyam tu kurvan akartrapadamedya samodidashri kurvan akartrapadamedya samodidashri. Hari 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 Om Tats. We shall have one time joint recitation of Omkara, the conclusional one. Take the same pose as you did earlier, only one time we shall do it. Here. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jaya Guru. Jaya Guru. Jaya Guru. Okay.